back home, but it didn't feel the same. The same when I was young, every building done changed, but it didn't really change. I mean, got some new paint, now your food is gourmet. Took a trip around the globe and came back a different person. Had a dollar and a dream, now I'm feeling more determined. Thought I had it black and white, nowadays I'm more uncertain. Things I used to judge got me running from a verdict. These burdens that I carry kinda feel like Kerrygold. Tasted fine, but it turned my stomach in a marigold. When I moved, got the bubble like a smell of chemicals. I don't know, maybe I'm just being hypercritical. Maybe that's the part of growing up, when you start to wonder why that person feeling stuck. Then you trace it back to find a bunch of silly stuff that you never dealt with. Tucked behind the mirror, hope you really felt this. Like, just to even know ya, I had the pleasure. Every single moment we laughed together. When I count up the memories one by one, wish I had more time with you around. I'm feeling so human. I must have really missed this place, even though it's still human. Oh no. I feel like I'm sweating already. Instead of trying to boast, I'm ready to toast. Bring out confetti, spaghetti, and butter the toast. I learned that people who love you probably hurt you the most. It's not fair, but you gotta learn to hold them all close. I'm so cynical. The only constant is change. That's a trope I heard 1,000 times. I hate what it's saying. The true tragedy isn't death, it's being estranged. You're laying in the comforting arms of glorious days. Now you're growing up, when you start to wonder why that person feeling stuck. Then you trace it back to find a bunch of silly stuff that you never dealt with. Tucked behind the mirror, hope you really felt this. Like, just to even know ya, I had the pleasure. Every single moment we laughed together. When I count up the memories one by one, wish I had more time with you around. Remember all the times we shared. Many times we try to give up. I know you need to move along, but please don't forget about us. Might do all the things you hate. I'm probably gonna stay this way. I know you need to move along, but please don't forget about us. I know you need to move along, but please don't forget about us. I know you need to move along, but please don't forget about us.
I've been going through it, it's amazing. I don't got a lot of bread, but it's all gravy. I just signed a dotted line, can't nobody faze me. Got a lot of problems, I let God rearrange me. Push me to amazing, got me like I could fit this sheet, I never fold. I just walk around with my attitude on swole. Staying face to my foes, cause my father's on a throne. I'm a pedal to a rose. Ever since the snot nose, I've been slow cooking, finally ready like a pot roast. Made it to the table, just a youngin' with the gospel. Got the whole team, now that y'all know life is not a console. We still running squads though. Way before Keith cut the locks, was a king with a dream. Had my eyes to the top like I am not a fiend for the rock. I lean on the rock, talking life, not the right. Ay, everything I'm doing going gold like the necklace. Write it with the left, but the flow ambidextrous. Larry Bird with it 33-3 flexing. Eat the beat, throw it up, so anorexic. I could fit a sheet, I never fold. I just walk around with my attitude on swole. Staying face to my foes, cause my father's on a throne. I'm a pedal to a rose. Ooh, 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 make the needle move. Crowd yelling, coop, 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 like it's Beetlejuice. Get a kick out of this like a fetus do. Way I'm feeling now is undefeatable. I'm feeling like I'm back from my Tommy John. Ay, stronger than before, what a glorious phenomenon. This is like euphoria, performing all these monologues, causing all the dialogues that everybody lying on. They just wanna write a blog, I just wanna write write a song. I don't get no writer's block. Yeah, I talk to Christ a lot. I just put my 2 hands high. Coop got the new man vibes, the straight and narrow. What few can't find, the truth can't lie. But I don't got a lot of bread, but it's all gravy. I just signed a dotted line, can't nobody faze me. Got a lot of problems, out of God rearrange me. Push me to amazing, got me like a fitted sheet, I never fold. I just walk around with my attitude on swole. Staying face to my foes, cause my father's on a throne. I'm a pedal to a rose. Like a fitted sheet, I never fold. I just walk around with my attitude on swole. Staying face to my foes, cause my father's on a throne. I'm a pedal to a rose.
Yeah, it's about that time, you already know. Turn the speakers up, man, it's time to start the show. Sean Tanner, Ryan Righteous, DJ Jeremiah. We bringing the heat, man, this joint be fire like, bruh. We in the field, we in the field, bruh. We in the field, we in the field. Just put it in work, we raising the bar. Tuned in to the Trackstarz.
Hey, yo, what's cracking? It's your man Lecrae, aka Crazy Crayola, the bond servant. Right now, you listening to the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, and Jeremiah. I see you, boy. Hold it down. Yeah.
Yeah, back in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Make sure you go to trackstarz.com for all the latest. We got so many cool things coming this year, so make sure you go check it out. You'll hear more about that during the show. So as you guys may not know, Ryan had his son this past week. So shout out to Ryan and Toya. Their new son is in the world. So we have Maya and Jermaine King guest hosting for Ryan as he'll be out, taking care of the new baby. How you guys doing?
Good. Glad to be here. Yeah, I tune in every week, so I'm just it's a different space. So I'm glad to be here with y'all this morning.
It's awesome.
Awesome. So all right, so we'll get into some cool stuff, but as you guys may know, we've been doing a lot of heavy politics type topics. So we decided we're gonna try and lighten it up a little bit this week, take a break from politics. But it is Black History Month, so we did want to acknowledge that in some way, but we're still gonna have fun. So we were on the call on our infamous Thursday night call, and we were like, man, I wonder what like we were talking about sitcoms and stuff. What's the definitive Black sitcom, right? Mm-hmm. We grew up in certain eras, right? Some people that watch our show may be in the younger side, some maybe in the older side, but what's the definitive one, like the one that really, really stands above the rest? So we had a pretty serious argument about that. Argument about that. I think, Jeremiah, you tweeted this question out on our Twitter page.
Yeah. And we got different people comment on it and give theirs. Some look like that was in the top 8 already. Yeah. Some that was, people forgot about some stuff. So you had different shows and stuff like that. So yeah.
So we had a hard time nailing down our top 8 because we're doing, in definitive, it's like the Elite 8, and we narrowed down to 1. And we came up with a tentative top 8, and then we went looking. We saw that Complex actually did something similar, and they came up with their top Black sitcoms, and our list was almost dead on to theirs, right? So there's a lot of consensus about this. There was one swap. They put Sanford and Son in when we had Good Times in, so we flipped them. But my wife objected. So what I want to do,
get a mouthy.
I'm gonna do a play-in. All right, so we're gonna add Good Times into the wild card. And Good Times is going to have to go up against one of our Elite 8 to get into the Elite 8, and then we'll see how far it goes. All right?
Oh, wow.
So here are our Elite 8. Some, of course, I'm sure you'll predict, right? We got The Cosby Show, obviously. The Jeffersons. It's not in order. Different World. Sanford and Sons. Fresh Prince. Martin. Living Single. And Boondocks. We had to get something new in there, right? And Good Times is our wild card. Now let me show you what missed the cut. This is where you guys might get angry. we had a big debate on what type of shows we were going to consider. That's why we narrowed it down to sitcom, because originally it was just black show, right? So we had like In Living Color in there, right? In Living Color would have probably rose up this list pretty fast, but we're like, man, it's so not like the others. You know what I mean? So we ended up leaving that off. Blackish didn't make it. Insecure didn't make it. Some people may have a problem with that. 227, which that hurt me. 227 didn't make it. Everybody Hates Chris didn't make it, which was a popular one. And My Wife and Kids didn't make it. That was one of my favorites as well. Also, Bernie Mac, Proud Family, The PJs, Amen, Girlfriends, Family Matters, Wayne's Brothers, Moesha, Parker, Sister, Fat Albert, What's Happening Now, Soul Train, Power, Jamie Foxx Show, In the House, Steve Harvey Show, Kenan Kel, The Game, Empire, The Neighborhood, on and on. Like, we had a serious argument about what was going to get into this top 8, all right? But we can only do 8, so we had to trim it down. So, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to do our wild card first. Our wild card is going to be Good Times versus Boondocks. So you guys have a minute to argue about those, and then we need your votes. And your votes online count as well. Good Times versus Boondocks. What y'all got?
Ooh, that's a hard one, bro. I'm gonna go with Boondocks. I know Good Times is the traditional, like, old school throwback joint that everybody grew up loving, and especially if you grew up in the 70s, and then of course the reruns in the 80s. And I've seen majority of the Good Times, but Boondocks was just so iconic, man. It's so many things in Boondocks that if Boondocks was out now, that it would be hilarious. It would be extremely hilarious. I mean, from stuff when they went at Tyler Perry, when they went at R. Kelly, when they went at the gay rapper, Thugalicious, when they did Dr. King Came Back Alive, and it's just so much stuff that it's like socially conscious comedy. Like Aaron Magruder was just on it, and then like shout out to Pops from the Wayans Brothers who did a voiceover, and then Regina King who does the voiceovers for both of the little kids. So it's just, I would say Boondocks. If you say Good Times, I'm not mad at you, but I'm going with Boondocks.
Okay, the only thing I have to say about Boondocks is, how is that not in the same category as In Living Color? Because it's a bunch of sketches. Am I correct?
No, it's one. It's a cartoon.
But is there like a consistent storyline?
Yeah. Each episode is one story. Got it. Yeah.
Got it.
But it's not a traditional. I'm gonna say it's a traditional sitcom. It's not The Simpsons or it's not Family Guy.
Right.
But it's weird to describe it. You know what I mean? It's a cartoon.
I'll just let you know this.
You know what I mean?
My wife is gonna cut y'all if Good Times don't make it in here. I'm just an appeal. Just an appeal to y'all.
Look, bro,
serious.
You the one got to go to sleep at night next to us, so just make sure.
I'm way in Dallas, so I'm good. I'm
just
straight.
make sure you vote the right way.
You can be the token vote.
The token vote.
I don't think
baby, I tried.
I don't think I need to be. We're talking about Good Times here. This is a classic.
It is.
And y'all really saying Boondocks is better than Good Times? Like, seriously.
I can't say that.
Oh, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. I can't say that. I can't say it. It was iconic because previous generations too, but then also too with the reruns with our generation, it was very influential. I can't be due to the magnitude or the footprint it had within our culture. I gotta say Good Times over Boondocks. Just slightly, just like a razor edge.
All right, well, let's get this wild card done. What you got, Maya?
Oh, I'm going to go Boondocks.
Really?
Yeah, just because although Good Times has comedy elements in it, like I think about Penny, I think about when James died. Like I'm like, it felt like it had sitcom moments. I don't know if I would call it a sitcom though. I could be wrong though.
It was a sitcom. The main star of it was
JJ
Walker was a comedian.
Yeah, but it was just still some heavy stuff they was dealing with in there, and it wasn't funny when they was dealing with it.
I'll be like, really, Maya?
It wasn't funny when they was dealing with it. I'm just saying. But go ahead.
Did you hear me? I said, man.
Really?
Alfie, yeah, really, Maya?
I love you, Alfie. I love you, Alfie.
All right, so Jeremiah, what you got?
I would say, Boondocks is just funnier, man. In my opinion, it's funnier. Good Times it's classic. One of the first times we've really seen a black family on television together. I think I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but it's just one of those things. Well, I would say a black family in the hood. That was probably one of the best first time you ever seen a black family in the hood because they was based out of Chicago and a project in Chicago. But I just think the moments of the Boondocks is just
this is the definitive black sitcom. The definitive. Okay.
You fighting for Alfie. I get you. I feel you.
For one, he should. As he should.
Let that man let that man live.
Right.
I don't know what is online. I mean with Demos.
So, Jermaine, you picked what?
I picked Jefferson's by a slight edge.
You mean
Good Times?
Oh, Good Times. One bad. Good Times. I forget. Yeah, I'm thinking.
Okay. All right. So what is online saying?
Who you got?
I got Good Times, man.
Okay,
I didn't really like Boondocks, honestly. Yeah. I didn't really. That was.
I agree with some people saying Boondocks is not a sitcom, but it has it's laughable. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I mean, it's really. I don't know.
All right, Sean is wise, man.
So what? Who wins?
I don't know because it's 2-2
here. It is down to online.
It's down to the online.
Who wins? Somebody count it up for me.
Yeah, we
count it up.
Damo got smart and said, "I'm coming at the show at 1:00."
Oh, Damo.
Oh.
I got. What is it? What y'all got?
All right, let me see if I can count this. Okay.
Looks pretty even, man.
It says Good Times.
I see a lot of Good Times rolling in.
One Boondocks.
And don't just count every time you see Boondocks, because some people are protesting Boondocks.
That's the hard part. I don't know when we started the voting process.
Oh man.
All right. Do you want to start where it just says Alfie? Start from Alfie saying "Good Time is my vote" and go from there.
No, you got to start at
or VC because VC.
Thaddeus Man, I would say is DJ Favor. DJ Favor, I think, is the start. So let's do it real quick. 1, 2.
Oh wow.
Somebody count the Boondocks from there, and I'll count the Good Times from there.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 9 for Good Time.
7.
Boom. 7. There we go. All right, so
good Time wins it out.
You just happy. Alfie gonna be happy.
Hey, you can sleep peacefully tonight, brother. Yeah. You can sleep peacefully.
I actually agree with her. So let me show y'all.
Good Time is not gonna last long in this. Y'all know this, right?
I disagree.
It ain't. If we just seen the brackets is about to be up.
So Good Times.
It's gonna have to see Fresh Prince and Martin. Oh, why is that together? Sean, you play dirty, bro.
No.
You know Sanford and Son should be Martin. We gotta go get Martin and Fresh.
Man.
All right, here we go. So next up, we're gonna start.
You don't like Martin. I know that.
That's a mess.
This is the Elite 8. You ready? This is the Elite 8. All right. So first up, Cosby versus the Jeffersons. What y'all got? You got 1 minute. 1 minute to decide.
That's easy, man.
That's easy for me.
Any chance the Jeffersons can knock out Cosby?
No.
I got Cosby all day on that one.
Oh,
me too.
No, Cosby. That's a layup right there.
So that's a wash. All right, let's get that out of here. Do y'all remember any positive things from Jeffersons? Any
the Jeffersons, I believe, was one of the first television shows to have an interracial couple, if I'm not mistaken. Like as a couple with the with the what was their last name? The Willis, not the Willises.
Oh,
It was
I can't
something-
remember.
I can't remember.
God, I can't remember. Which is interesting.
His mom,
His
the mom.
the mother was what's the name? Son. I'm son. That was what's the rock?
Somebody
star name?
famous's mom.
Yeah.
The
Lenny
rap-
Kravitz. It was Lenny
Hey.
Kravitz's mother.
Yes.
Roxy. I can say Roxy something else. I don't know.
I forget her name.
So
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So do y'all remember the because this was a spinoff, correct?
Yes,
From
the
All in
Jeffersons
the
is a
Family?
spin-off of All in the
Yeah.
Family.
So that's kind of where I don't remember actually watching the Jeffersons that much. I do remember them being on All in the Family sometimes, but I don't remember watching the Jeffersons that much. I remember Good Times more than I remember the Jeffersons.
I watched the Jeffersons more than I watched All in the Family. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but it wasn't very memorable to me as far as like all time.
Well,
Not compared to these other ones, I would say.
Sherman Hemsley, he did his thing. His rants were hysterical, and he was a physical comedy too, like his his height, and his stature, and his walk, and the way he did stuff.
The
That
original
always-
Stephen A. Smith.
Oh,
All right, so let's.
But also, he was like the Black Archie Bunker. I mean, of course, saying honky and cracker and all that other stuff, and just that was kind of like you never saw a black man really stick it to the man, kind of what you want to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. A lot of this too comes down to like our parents. That's more of our parents' generation. I think if we were 10, 15 years older, then this bracket would look a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
But just for that simple fact, I definitely have to roll with the Cosby Show. I mean,
honestly, I think even my sister, and she's 10 years older than me, she would have picked the Cosby Show over the Jeffersons.
probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think that one's easy. I mean, that's the number one seed. That's obvious. All right, next up, Different World or Sanford and Son.
Oh,
it's hard because I
What y'all
consider
got?
Different World. I mean, they had comedic moments too, but they tackled such tough issues. It makes it hard for me to fully call it a sitcom. I love Different World. I
That's
mean,
blasphemy.
don't get me wrong.
Maya.
What? I don't.
Maya,
I
what school did you
necessarily
go
know-
to? What college did you go to?
I'm a Spelmanite. Oh, don't
And-
you wish?
And
You
why?
were Spelmanite.
And why would you go to Spelman?
I
What
am.
was the reason?
I'm just
Why
saying.
did you?
What was the reason?
Because
you
a
went?
different world.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean I would call it a sitcom. I'm
But
just saying it was
don't get
Robin
hung up on the
Williams'
sitcom. It's the definitive black funny show is what we're trying to say. So what's the definitive black acting
And who's
as
it
a
going
sitcom?
against again?
Sanford and Son.
Sanford and Son.
Oh, still. I mean, Red Fox was hilarious, but again, and this kind of goes back to what you were saying, Jermaine. Because of my age demographic, I probably would choose Different World over Sanford and Son. Because I mean, I've just seen more episodes, percentage wise, and
But you've seen both. I used to watch
yeah.
Sanford and Son all the time, but I just think the different world is better. No, it's better.
I think it's
Red
better.
Fox is amazing, but the show
yeah, I was gonna say
itself is
Red
better.
Fox is iconic.
How many iconic moments it was in Sanford and Son?
Well, moments versus him being an icon are completely different.
No, but what I'm saying is you can have that. It's so many shows where a show has iconic moments. There's iconic moments in Different World. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know if they're iconic moments. And like you said, that could be our age. Iconic moments. Because I saw Sanford and Son before, but how many iconic moments
Yeah.
are in Sanford and Son? Like,
All right, time to
I got
vote.
you.
Maya, what you got?
Well, you know what I got. I gotta roll with my heart. I'm gonna go with Different World.
Different World. Jeremiah.
It'll be a Different World.
Jermaine.
Different World for sure.
That's a wash, people. It looks like Different World online anyway, so let's
Yeah.
check that off real quick. All right, Different World got that one. Next up,
Here you go.
Fresh
Here's
Prince
round
versus
7.
Martin.
Why
This
would
is
you even do
Oh,
that?
no.
That's whack, bro.
This is
Why?
the one.
You know
Those
Fresh
two-
Prince and Living Single should have been battling, son.
This is the one.
No.
Why would you
no.
even do that?
You
Why
trying to
you
hurt Bad
got-
Boys. You trying to
I
slip
know,
the Bad Boys.
and I love Bad Boys. That's like my favorite. So you
What
putting up
you
against
got?
one
So
another.
make a case. Which one you feeling more?
This-
You-
this
this
probably gonna
is
take us
the beauty of the
15 minutes.
bracket. No matter when the battle happens, they would have to battle at some point anyway. So
Burnett versus Lowry.
but not too early though. It's a
Yes,
reason for
I mean,
that, right,
they-
Sean?
They're both iconic for different reasons a little bit. Like they're both funny, but they're different types of funny.
Yeah.
And then you got with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, it's like you had some serious moments, but they couldn't delve too far into the serious moments because it was still supposed to be a sitcom type funny thing, but you still got some lessons from it. I do remember some lessons from Martin, like especially when he had like the little dude that was supposed to be his son. And like they were moving. Yes.
Sorry, Martin.
And he was about to man up and do what he was supposed to do and take care of his kid. Turns out the kid, wasn't his son, and he was like, "Yo, regardless of what they do on MLK Day, you stay home." And so there was still some lessons in Martin. I don't know. Y'all had to come back to me on this, man.
Yo,
I got to think.
Okay, so if you go like this, right? Fresh Prince versus Martin. One of the highlights of those shows is Will Smith bagging on Carlton, and then of course Martin bagging on Pam.
Mm-hmm.
Like they going back and forth.
Well, him bagging on everybody.
And then you also got to look at it from a standpoint of like just these people were hot at the time when these shows was happening. Like Martin was like his comedic started for Def Comedy Jam. Was hot at that time.
Yeah.
And the show was, and the funny part about Martin to me was, I remember the debut, the pilot episode. It wasn't that. It was already. It was okay.
No, it was funny.
I mean, it has moments, but I mean, the show got better and better as it got. Like, you know what I'm saying? Him doing all them characters.
Yeah,
come on, man.
The characters puts it over the edge for me.
But then Fresh Prince, you got the moments, you got the culture, because he was very big, and I mean I noticed this recently when I was watching Fresh Prince. Like he brought in that hip hop moments, like having always given moments to like hip hop artists and stuff like that.
So did Martin though.
Yeah, but,
I mean, but I'm just saying, like I think in Fresh Prince, I think Fresh Prince was like, okay, we gotta put in there something about playing Naughty by Nature. And when that song was hot at the time, we got to put in something about, you know what I mean? Talking about Nas. I remember telling him he was in a record store and Nas had an album out and he shouted out Nas. Like stuff like that.
Martin did the same thing.
He did. He had Biggie on there.
He did.
No, I mean, he had people on there. I think there's a difference between having people on there and like having like stuff from the culture in your joint. You know what I'm saying? I think Will was purposely doing that. Like, yo, we gotta make sure, like, we put certain hip hop moments that's hot right now in the thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of shows took that from Fresh Prince, honestly.
All right, time to vote. Maya, what you got?
First things first. Rest in peace, Uncle Phil. That's all I gotta say. But
yeah,
I'm gonna go with Martin.
Really?
I am.
This is the definitive. What's the definitive, Martin or Fresh Prince? Jeremiah.
After heavy deliberation, I am going to go with Martin. Martin.
All right, Jermaine, it's on you. You decided.
I guess in my way of looking at it is, if you had to bring one of those shows back, which one would you want to be, brought back? And a couple years ago, my brother bought me the Martin series. He didn't buy me the Fresh Prince series. So with that being said, I'm gonna go with Martin, man. I'm gonna go with Martin.
Wow.
I'm gonna go with Martin.
If it was disappointed, it backfired on you. That's what it is.
Sean thought he had an ally.
It's all good. I think
because Martin's going to the finals. If he got to go against Living Single in Good Times, y'all know that, right? You know
Martin was just too hot, man.
It may be Martin against Cosby. That would be interesting.
All right, next up, Living Single versus Good Times.
Oh, fresh one online. Sorry for the people.
All right. So somebody make a case for Living Single beating Good Times. I'll do it. Living Single was the blueprint of Friends and a lot of sitcoms that came after it.
True.
But to be fair, in my opinion, Living Single took the Golden Girls format, which also took the I Love Lucy format. If you go back and look at the characters, they're the same characters.
Pretty much.
In more recent history, Friends ripped off Living Single.
Facts.
Yeah, facts.
All the characters are exactly the
Facts.
same. So
Actually, Living Single was gonna be called Friends, but they chose Living Single over the name Friends.
oh, wow.
I heard about that recently. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's
sad.
right.
They was on the same. They was on the same lot too. Like their shows taped on the same lot.
Yeah, so it's sad it didn't get the same recognition, but that show was great. It was great. Anybody have a case for Good Times over Living Single?
Sorry, Alfie.
Oh
Living
no.
Single.
So Good Times, the theme song, nothing like it don't get no credit.
I was gonna say JJ was, at the top of his game as well. He was the star versus who was the star for Living Single? What, Khadijah?
Well,
Khadijah don't need you.
Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
and Phil.
Queen Latifah was the actual star.
But I'm saying, was she funnier than
She
I
wasn't.
think Max was probably the funny relief. though.
Max became like the
Max?
to me,
Was hilarious.
Khadijah and Carlton and what is his name? Carlton.
Carlton.
Carlton and Khadijah. They kind of.
Oh, Kyle. You mean
Kyle.
on Living Single? Yeah, Kyle.
Yeah, maybe the bald dude.
Overton.
Yeah, Overton. There we go.
Overton was
Oh, you
hilarious.
talking about Overton and Kim Coles? Because Kim Coles.
Was hilarious. I mean, she's a comedian
Sinclair.
by nature.
I think we got this
Sinclair.
one already. So Maya, what you got?
Honestly, I'm gonna go with Good Times
Really? After all that?
Hey, you
I
said
am.
all that, and you going what?
because I was saying, to me, JJ is he's the bigger comedian to me than all the people on Living Single put together. Like, and I feel like, I just feel like his comedic moments were more iconic.
I feel like Living Single is not just a blueprint. I mean, of course, Golden Girls kind of you said it like that, but also I feel like Living Single is not just a blueprint for friends, but it's a blueprint for girlfriends too. If you being real, like
Very
you know
true.
what I'm saying. So I'll have to go with Living Single.
All right, Jermaine, what you got?
I got Living Single all the way.
Living Single, so I could end it right now. I'm going. That's actually I thought it was easy, but it's actually hard when you think about knocking off Good Times.
That's what I'm saying.
But
You got to go to sleep tonight too, Sean.
Living Single. I got Living Single.
All right.
Oh wow.
There it is.
Oh wow.
All right.
Would you? Yeah. Go ahead.
You good? What were you saying?
I said, would you voting for Good Times? Would that have swayed the vote?
No, because online they had Living Single 8-3.
Okay, well you should have just went ahead and said Good Times.
I didn't have no time.
You should
to
have
look.
just went ahead and said Good Times.
What did Alfie vote?
Did you vote, Alfie? I didn't see.
He said Maya for the win. Yeah. So, not today.
Whatever.
All right, so now we're down to the final four.
What's this crazy? Cosby created a different world.
It doesn't matter, man. Which one was better?
That's crazy.
The
better?
student
All right.
has become the teacher.
Cosby
And then Martin
versus
was the
Different
intro
World.
for Living Single. That's
Cosby
crazy.
versus Different World. What you got?
I got Cosby all
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
Cosby
yeah.
is like, the Grand Poobah.
Yes.
I don't know if it's that easy.
All right, come on, convince us. Why? Tell us.
Yeah.
To me, Different World was okay. I think the allegations probably hurt me a little bit.
I knew it.
I mean, not
If I'm
allegations.
like, Sean, like,
Camille,
we can't let this go that far.
Camille corrected us on this. It's not allegations
she
no more.
did.
You got convicted.
Well,
Yeah, right.
Separated two. It's Bill Cosby and Cliff.
the brother's in jail right now.
But if we're being honest, just like with Ravi Zacharias, we got to look through that lens of the same grace.
My eyes turned up on him too, honestly. So
Yeah,
We know. I was listening.
I haven't
last
listened
week,
to
you
none of
know.
them plans on my YouTube version. Yet.
That's a mess.
But Different World was like, you know how many people went to college because of Different World, like that.
But-
that
Or
was
I
is
should
it-
say HBCU.
But let's be real.
no college.
When we do
period.
the spinoff show, it's a spinoff of the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
Because
I know, but which
Denise
one was
went
better?
to college and went to
yeah,
Which
Hillman.
one was
yeah,
better? Which show
yeah.
was better?
I think if
No,
you're gonna make
Cosby
that,
all day. Go ahead, Jermaine. I'm sorry.
nah, that's fine. I think if you make that argument, that's a very good argument. But then you could also look at the Cosby Show and say, look how many people got their start on the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
Like we talked about Blair Underwood he ran through the Cosby Show. There was tons of people, even people who ended up going on to other black shows like Family Matters. They were on the Cosby Show. The girl that died of cancer,
Yeah.
what you call his girlfriend,
Yeah.
she started on the Cosby Show. There's
did.
a lot of models.
Scandal actors. A lot of
Max got her start on the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
Let me make because I know where this is going. Let me make one more case for Different World because this is really difficult. Different World had a very, very solid through line of the will they, won't they with you know what I'm saying, with Whitley and
Whitley, she became the comedic person for that show. Like she took it and ran with it.
So that was one of the first shows to really do the will they, won't they. Like the Friends did it, The Office did it, where it's like the series run, you're trying to find out will these people end up together or not. They strung that the whole way. There wasn't anything that I remember like that in the Cosby Show, like a full series tie besides just the family itself, right?
But the thing is about the Cosby Show, it saved sitcoms, period. Prior to and this is just something I learned by watching documentaries on the 80s. Prior to Bill Cosby, sitcoms were dead in America. It was all dramas. It was all like 18, Magnum PI, Miami Vice. It was all that stuff. And this show comes on NBC, a black family, upper middle class black family come and change the game, period. And that happens in the 80s to now. Change the game. So,
all right, vote. Maya.
I got Cosby.
Jeremiah.
I got Cosby.
Cosby, man.
Allegations and all.
Allegations and all. Baby, that's not good. Stop.
Jermaine, what you got?
I gotta say Cosby. Without the Cosby, there is no Different World. So
I mean,
Cosby.
literally, but
yeah,
I got Cosby too. All right, next up, what we got? We got
Martin and Living Single.
Martin versus Living Single. What y'all got?
Martin.
This one's
How y'all
actually tough
feel?
too, honestly. Which one? So who's making a case for Martin?
I am.
I think everybody is.
Everybody
Sean,
spoke
you
up.
like, baby.
Everybody
Sean
spoke
like,
up.
dang.
All right, so
How let's get this far.
that's a sweet. I never expected this. I mean, I was the one that kind of ordered this. I should have thought more about what would.
I'll see
how to
now.
brackets. But so now we're down to Martin versus Cosby Show.
Wow.
This is.
Ooh,
That's
I
a
knew
tough
it. I
one.
knew it. I
Is it-
knew it.
Hold on, wait. It's a tough one. What are you
It
saying?
is. One. Tell us
are you
why.
talking about?
Tell us why it's not, Sean. Tell us why.
So wait. So you're telling me this is tough, but Different World versus Cosby wasn't tough?
No, not as tough as
This
this.
is tough.
Are you
Honestly,
serious?
this is honestly. I'm gonna tell you this. If you look at it, psychology. I'm sorry. If you look at it from a standpoint, it's like Cosby helped out the black professional, like old school black people with his show.
Yes.
Martin was more of the hip hop generation and showing them like, yo, you could be with a woman and love her and start a family with a woman. You know what I'm saying? Versus it was basically just the hip hop generation versus almost the baby boomer generation, if you want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And just those two dynamics of like Martin being like a single man, girlfriend, they start living together, then they get married, versus we did it, a family, now we got to worry about our kids.
Yeah.
We got to worry about our children coming out right because they're
sorry.
making some foolish mistakes.
Excuse me. I have to actually post this online. Are you telling me that I'm going to have to say the definitive black sitcom is not The Cosby Show over Martin?
No, we're not saying that. We didn't vote yet, but I'm just saying it's a case that somebody could pick Martin
They
over the
could.
Cosby Show.
Because you're thinking
It
generations
could be right
too.
Yeah.
You're thinking generations, and then you're also thinking, like, I could literally think about both of these sitcoms, and there are phrases today that I still reference, that I still use in my everyday language, and I could be talking to anybody, and they know what I'm talking about, who I'm talking about, what episode I'm talking about. So that's what makes it hard, you know?
Yeah. It's classy moments in both.
Is
Yeah.
Martin?
And
Go ahead.
yeah, they both play to different demographics too. Like the Cosby Show is playing to the family. Like, hey, listen, not only are we playing to the family, we're showing, hey, listen, black people, you can be professionals. You can raise, good children And then Martin almost seemed like, you know, he talking to the dudes who had to get it out the mud. and it's like, okay, even though you had to get it out the mud, you know what I'm saying, you can still, you know, go on to have a fruitful life, you know what I'm saying? So it's playing the two different demographics, but you know, I think it's a wash for me. Martin was that dark horse that like snuck up in there because of comedy and kind of some of the topical things that it covered. But I knew that Martin was just going to shine through just because of he had that, I'm gonna make you laugh moments. He had so many of those that where it just kind of.
So my question is Martin Lawrence, not the show, the person, is Martin Lawrence underrated? Like, did we not properly give him credit? Is he our generation's Eddie Murphy, and we just didn't give him credit for it?
And I feel like what overshadowed him and his legacy was a lot of, you know, the health and, you know, just he started wilding out basically like in late 2000s, early 2000s, late 1990s, you know? Yes, so I think a lot of that kind of overshadowed and he kind of got lost in the sauce. But at the top of his game, like he laid the foundation. He laid the foundation for so many other comedians today. And outside of Eddie Murphy, I haven't seen anybody else do characters the way that he does.
Somebody corrected me. Effie Sharice, she said Eddie Murphy is our generation's Eddie Murphy. I thought about that, but he's a little bit older, so I was trying to separate but 90s kids from like 80s kids.
But Eddie Murphy is the blueprint for every comedian after him.
Yeah, he is.
People say that all the time. But I would say this real quick. I'm gonna cut you off, Jermaine. I would say this about Martin is that Martin, he a lot of stuff started to happen with his show, and then all of a sudden, I think fame hit Martin the hardest, where he started like, of course, probably drug taking and different things, and people thinking he's crazy and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But I would say about his show to this day, you could turn on and still laugh at the same thing you just saw.
Absolutely.
When I was a teenager.
Yeah. From your gut, like you ain't
laugh, and it's hilarious. Like you just seen it for the first time. Now I ain't gonna say that the Cosby Show the same way. Like it's some stuff on the Cosby Show where you watch it and you remember it and you laugh, but it's something about Martin that you could watch today and you would like hold your like prime example. An example would be like him holding that dog, like that dog when it was they're all black on his radio, like stuff like that. It's still hilarious today, and that came out in the mid '90s.
According to him, that ain't no puppy. That ain't no puppy.
Yeah,
time to vote. Maya, what you got? The definitive.
Okay.
Black
all
Sitcom.
Right. Because in my opinion,
I'm gonna do. Your answer has to include that. The definitive Black Sitcom is.
Oh.
Put more pressure on you.
You are, and I'm gonna have to.
Sean don't want to do this because Sean didn't like Martin, but then he don't like Bill Cosby. So
I like Martin. What are you talking about?
The definitive Black sitcom is The Cosby Show. Convictions and all.
Convictions. Jeremiah.
The definitive Black sitcom. Before I say it, we need to do a definitive Black comedian. I think that would be great.
That would be dope.
If we ever get Mike on here with us to do it, I think that we should do that with him. That would be dope.
Nice.
But the definitive Black sitcom. It hurts to say it, man. It's Martin.
Man, I'm gonna turn off my camera, man.
It's Martin.
Why does it hurt to say it? I thought you were gonna say it hurt.
No. I didn't say it hurt to say it because I grew up on the Cosby Show. The Cosby Show was incredible. It did so much, but it's just something about Martin and them characters and
the characters are hilarious.
And what he did, like I said, it's still laughable today. Like it's some stuff about the Cosby Show that you laugh, but it's not still like I've been at places at lunch with people and we start talking about Martin and we laughing about stuff we thinking of.
All right,
Jermaine. Martin, bro.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Our parents would say Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy. Martin is Kevin Hart before Kevin Hart. But with all that being said, I gotta say Cosby Show. It's still moments I think of within the Cosby Show that just make me, like, from your gut, just laugh. You know, when Theo had the toe up shirt that Denise made.
The Gordon
Gartrell.
Yes, toe up shirt. And then also too, when he had his shirt unbuttoned because he thought the girl was digging him, and then in walks her boyfriend and he buttoned his shirt back up. I mean, like, I would say the Cosby Show. There's some drop. If you go back and watch that, it's some drop dead stuff in there. You like, what was this dude, or what were they thinking? So,
and you can't forget the infamous music dance routines. Like, to me, those are classic.
The African intro is my best. Where they had
based off African intros?
I'm talking about the grandparents. That's what I'm talking about. The presentation.
No, I get what you said, babe. He said the African intro, like the doom doom.
Those were good.
No, not that one. Yeah, where they had like the little skirts on, dancing and stuff. Yeah, and Bill Cosby, like, you had them around and they were dancing to the camera. That intro.
He was like.
Debbie Allen probably helped them on that choreography because she does all that stuff. I think
her sister was in the show.
Yeah, she was in the show too. Shout out to those two girls from Houston, Texas.
Hey,
all right. So it's up to me then, because I can finish this now. The definitive black sitcom is The Cosby Show. It's just everybody knew it was The Cosby Show when it started.
Except for me. How hard was that for you?
Like Martin.
I'm only like a year and some older than Raven Simone, so like I felt like I was on that show when she joined the show. Like I was only like a year and a half older than her, so I felt like I grew up with that family. Oh,
yeah.
really?
Man, a recount.
My Spelman sister.
Oh yeah, wow.
We're a year apart.
It's The Cosby Show. Martin wouldn't even have made it this far up for me, so should be happy to be here. But
how do you feel, Sean, saying that? How do you feel like that coming out of your mouth?
Yeah, what would it have dropped off for you at?
Wait, what was your question, Jermaine?
Where would have been eliminated had it,
at Fresh Prince? At Fresh Prince. But because Fresh Prince was my show. That was my show. But yeah, The Cosby Show is the definitive black sitcom. I mean, that's pretty much obvious. The only one that was in contention for me seriously was Different World. It's because how influential Different World was to people's actual life. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Even though The Cosby Show impacted people's lives too, because you aspired to, be that middle class black family. But to me, Different World it was challenging. It was, it was everything. I thought Different World was everything, but
it did push a lot of boundaries.
Yeah, and for sure,
but it's The Cosby Show. It's the Cosby
I think we should do a definitive 2000 show. Black sitcoms of the 2000s. I think because there's a lot of stuff people are naming that we left off, not because it wasn't good, but it's just because at the time of what we had, these are like giants you're going against, and you can't be.
It doesn't compare to like the Cosbys and stuff, and so. Yeah. But Whitley is very polarizing in a Different World. Like right off the bat, my kids, we showed them, and they were like, "We hate Whitley."
God.
Like we don't like her. She's mean. She's stuck up. But then I said, "But look, by the end of the series, y'all gonna love Whitley. Just give us some time."
All right, so that's it. Cosby wins the definitive black sitcom. Let us know if you have any suggestions on definitives you want us to do in the future. Let's get back into it. You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Hey guys, this is Miracle from Trackstarz. I wanted to make sure you guys know all about the official Trackstarz Universe. So if you'd like a free Trackstarz t-shirt, yes, as well as free merch, discounts, and exclusive content, and of course, direct access to your favorite radio host, then this is for you. Make sure you go to trackstarz.com/official. That's trackstarz.com/official.
Hey, I am this guy, and I want to give you $600. All you have to do is follow the link, click the download button, and I will email you all the instructions, assuming you can sing, rap, dance, videography, photography. All you have to do is take my song Eulogy, post it to social media with your own spin on it, and boom, $600. I mean, assuming you win.
I think it's time to write my eulogy. 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 Cause when I'm done, these so-called Christians gon' be through with me. They treat me like a plague, they don't want nothing to do with me. They absent from my lives, I call it truancy. And I ain't begging for your stage, huh? If you don't know me, then don't get up there and say it, huh? You'd like me better if I made minimum wage, huh? Or every chance I got, I smiled up in your face, huh? It's 2020, I ain't shucking like no slave, huh? You read the Bible, but Sean Hannity to make up your mind. What you think, I can't see the signs and I can't read between them lines you ain't writing? Say something good about Trump and everybody got excited. Say something good about Obama, everybody wanna fight me. Yeah, I heard your reasons why. Deep down inside, though you know and it's a freaking lie. Found out that I was educated, what was your reply? God uses foolish things to confound the wise. I knew you all out of context, what does that make you? I'm in Louisiana cooking up the stew. I said black lives, you said all lives. Try to tell me that you care, but it's all lies. Should I wait on you to come get me after we get your ISIS? All the Mexicans are finished your wall, is that the crisis? Should I stand by while my people busy out there fighting? No, I'm on the front line and I don't care. I think it's time to write my eulogy. Yeah, I think it's time to write my eulogy. Yeah, I think it's time to write my eulogy. I think it's time to write my eulogy. Yeah, I think it's time to write my eulogy. They killed Abraham over 40 and a mule. Now here goes some other facts that they ain't teaching you in school. They killed Huey P, they killed Malcolm too. Ask Harry Moore and Medgar Evans what to do. Any leader they ain't killed, they didn't pay them off. Politics in these streets, it's all the same, huh? We gave you our faith, now why you play with that? We gave them the tapes, why the jury gave them back? Gave us reasons to wait, but we ain't taking that. They gave us crap, but I guess it's our fault that we ain't gave it back. They waged the war on us. Why you won't help them like the cannon? So go on and get all the scriptures stealing from Steve Bannon. See Corey Jones, he was just trying to go to church. And Sandra Bowles, he was just trying to go to work. And Jordan Davis, he was only 17. Laquan McDonald, he was only 17. Tamir Rice is only 12, but I still see that as a late term abortion. So don't hand me this distortion, you extorting on my faith. I will never be a token contorting to get your grace. Standing here with a mic, I'm reporting on disproportions, exhorting the holy person to get out and do some work. And no more lurking in this darkness, it's for searching to get started with the light. They got this gun up to my head, and they're daring me to fight. And you wonder why I'm out here writing my
I'ma be on top, a whole new world. And if you don't know, then now you know. I've been free, yeah. Mother, father, I'm ready to explore. Can't you see me? Wait, I'm on TV. Wait, I know you see me. Yeah, you scored. I'm great. My God, yeah, he made me. So don't you roar, rawr, I know. You see, I rose up to the king, and I'm just wet to the roads, brings up to the brink. No stress, no dress up. I beat my chest up. I know you think I messed up, but my God, he beat my blessed up. He makes sure that I'm next. Yeah, you know the rest of this cup is mine. Sipping his wine on fire. Purify out of their mind. See the drip, pull her into the end, but you can't get in cause that door is locked. Do. No, cause you can't get in unless the love is your pop. Proof is in the put. I know what they thought. Yeah, now you see it. Now you gotta get taught. No Zonny, just Shawnee. Still dabbing on the devil here. He got Bonnie. Yeah, took it, mistaken, cause he faked it. Took it till he made it. He got cropped out. Yeah, we know now. Who the cropped out? Named Jesus, JC now. Yeah, we repeat it. I believe it. I'm a witness. He been justified to be in the prison. Mother, Father, I'm ready to explore. Can you see me? I'm on TV. Wait, I know you see me. Yeah, you scored. I'm great. My God, yeah, made me. So don't you roar, I know. You see, I rose up to the king, and I'm just what that rose brings up to the brink. I'ma be a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire, up in the air, cause I see famous where I see demons leaving, they hate it, and they skated, and they waited for me to leave, but I'm gonna leave and I won't be back, cause God only sees what he mean by better than a freak indeed. And Martin Luther, no king of king, I'm rapping only the king of king, and proud of life, but the sun is the beam, yeah, the sun is the beam, yeah, the pride is the beam, yeah, stand by, no Mufasas, you can't get locked up. And away, duck, goose, then move, get out the way, cause I see the moves, I gotta move it too, I like to do it too, I like the things that these two do, they been in my head since I thought the boom, now I gotta crop the room, no more trap, zoom, I mean, I'ma pray for you, I'ma stay with you, cause Black Lives Matter too, then that makes a matter sad a group, yeah, I've been there too, I send you in the red real. Yeah. Mother, Father, I'm ready to explore. Can't you see me? Wait, I'm on TV. Wait, I know you see me. Yeah, you scored. I'm great. My God, yeah, he made me. So don't you roar, I know. You see, I rose up to the king, and I'm just what that rose brings up to the brinks. Don't be spooked. No, Scooby-Doo, man, he blew his sight, but this movement won't be stopped. Repeat after me, yes, I'm a queen, and I believe in eternity, and the best is yet to come inside my infirmities, cause Xfinity and beyond blessings. My daddy said, and he go and get it.
What's up? This is No Big Deal representing Middle Tennessee and Indie Tribe. You are now in the field with the Trackstarz.
It's time for the entertainment report with Jeremiah.
All right, real quick, Jeremiah, I have a surprise for everybody. Let me just show y'all. What's up?
Hey!
Ryan, Toya, and their son are in the building. How y'all doing?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good. Congratulations, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. We wanted to just come on really quickly and say thank you to the entire Trackstarz Universe and everybody who prayed for us to get through this time. We had some difficulties this time around, but God saw us through. So we're grateful that Mason James is here. He's happy, he's healthy, or at least we think he's happy. He's sleeping right now. When he wakes up. But I just want to say thank you to the universe. I mean, everybody just gave me an outpouring of support. I haven't put anything on social media officially yet, just because we were waiting to take like a family picture and then put up some pictures of him being his firstborn photos. But just the love and support that we get from this Trackstarz family, I don't think anybody will ever know. I don't think everybody will know how involved Maya and Alfie and Crystal and Jada and the wives of Trackstarz have been for our family. I don't think they'll know how much support we've gotten from Ashley and Miss Shay and Camille and everybody on the Trackstarz team, the writing team, how involved Sean has been, how involved Jeremiah has been. I'm happy to say that out of all 4 of my kids, they each have a godparent on the Trackstarz team. So that is a blessing to my heart. thank you guys for stepping up and taking that challenge, because it's a challenge, you know. We just need somebody to come over here and take one or two off our hands at some point, just to give us some air. But you know, I want to commend my wife, guys. Like, she really pushed through and made the best of this pregnancy with all the difficulties of COVID and all the difficulties of me and the other three upstairs. I mean, we put it on her, but she was a trooper. She got through. God is good. We're all doing well and happy, and it's an adjustment because now we got, you know, 4 mouths to feed and crying babies and sick kids. So it's something, you know. No sleep over here. No sleep too.
That's awesome, man. Thank you guys for jumping on here. I don't know if you're gonna stay to the end because we got a little tribute to do, but yeah.
The entertainment report, yes.
Okay, all right. Well, okay. So Jeremiah, do your thing, and we have something to announce at the end of the entertainment.
Yeah. All right, man. It's entertainment report time. Let's get it going. Real quick. New Trip Lee is on the way. He said he had a few records he's working on a Zoom call that he was with Marcus from Reach Records and Hovey and Wande and Tadashi and Lecrae. So I'm gonna be on the lookout for that, man. New Trip Lee. Also, something that happened this week in the CHH space was DMX was featured on a record off a movie soundtrack called GTI. The song is called Prayer, and in the song, it's Mike Servin and Curtis Hoppy and DMX. And DMX is going in. He's spitting them bars for the Lord, man. So shout out to that, man. That was a big one. Also, man, we know Pureflix Entertainment has changed its name to Pinnacle Peak Pictures. It begins production on God Is Not Dead, I think, for We the People. And they're still using Pureflix Entertainment, I think, to still deal with their production situation, like I guess subscription and with their deal with Sony, a firm deal. But also it's turning into Pinnacle Peak Pictures because I guess it's now they may got bought out, I believe. But with that being said, yeah, man, Pureflix Entertainment is now Pinnacle Peak Pictures. All right, last story. Kanye faces big lawsuit. Rapper Kanye West is facing multi-million-dollar lawsuit in which former employees of his Sunday service show and the opera production Nebuchadnezzar claimed they was mistreated and not paid. The lawsuit against Kanye claims that his employees and staff were paid too little, too late, and were not given time to rest or eat meals. The legal complaints allege that employees had to stand for long hours and were not provided shuttles to return to their homes. Many more are likely to join the lawsuit, and the total number could be about 1,000. An unarmed legal source in quotes are saying they've got hundreds of people on board already, but they're talking too many. They're talking to many others who want to be a part of it as well. And they also said that people are very upset how they were treated, saying it's the worst experience ever. So, man, keep Kanye in your prayers, man, because, you know, of course, the word is him and Kim is divorcing as well. So it's a lot on him, man. Pray for that brother, man, because you never know, man. Stuff like this can really just get at you, man. So prayers up to him. All right, man. Copy section. This week, we got some sponsors for the copy session. Deshaun Forrest, Here to Stay. K-Swiss, New York, same New Year, same me. Chris Nunn, Watch Me. Oscar Urbina, Vibes. And Queen of Promise, I'ma Be on Top. All right, this week, copy section. Caleb Mitchell, So Help Me God, too. Kyle Ringer, Documentary. J-Way, like Quintina remix single. Sha Speaks, King remix single. Zay Hill, Moment single. Chris Noel and Piano. I'm saying his name wrong, bro. I'm sorry. You're going to be a star in this thing. White Flag single. Legacy, Cap single. Jude, Text and Delete single. Brandon P, Stuck on You single. And I got Propaganda, We Are the Culture single. And that's it for me, man.
Ryan, you got anything?
No, man, that's it.
Okay. So it seems like with new life, sometimes that also comes with death. So we do have some bad news to announce as well. We just found out last night, somebody that you've actually seen on the show in the past, one of our really good friends, somebody that was a member of the Destination Spoken Word team that you hear us talk about all the time. Kenny Yasuda, also known as Aishi, took his life yesterday, and it's still hitting us, man. We haven't really fully comprehended what happened. If you remember the first episode he was on, it was about mental health and his struggles with mental health, and he lost that battle, man. So pray for his family. He has kids and a wife, and yeah, man, it's been devastating. It's been devastating, and I have to I'm one of the people that's helping roll out this information to our team members, our Old Destinations team members, and it's devastating, man. This guy was he was very special to us. I can't even explain it. Ryan, what do you have to say?
Man, he was a good friend. He was a good friend. He was always willing to let bygones be bygones. There were some challenges in the past with, of any friendship and just, territories that you have to get past. I mean, he and I had a lot of close interactions with each other. And I most recently spoke with him. It was probably about a month and a half ago. He's doing Forex with us. He was doing Forex with us. And, we were going over some charts and talking through some things. And he was really excited about it. And it's hard because this is one of those friends that we always would be like, he'll be back, right? He'll be back. And so you always picture him coming in and out of the scene, and he was a multi-talent too. So, you had that friendship that you have a friend, but you also admire their talent and their gifts. And so I actually met him through Sean, so I was able to kind of come in and be a second wind friend, but also watched him on all the destination shows and interacted with him and his family and his wife and his kids. Sean and I were front row seated at his wedding when he got married. So it's just different things like that. So when you lose someone who you almost can feel having a conversation with over, the fact that it was their decision to end their life, it's almost like you just want to scream out, like, I'm here for you. And the fact that we can't do that just really hurts.
What do you got, Maya and Jeremiah? You guys knew him very well as well.
I was just thinking, gosh, met him probably about 20 years ago, probably around the same time that I met you, Sean, through Destinations, and just seeing him blossom and grow in his talent. Having met his parents, I know they used to do a Bible study together, and just, really fired up in the faith. And just the journey that he's been on, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of trials and tribulations, but he always seemed resilient. And so just to know that, this is, how his story ends, it breaks my heart, and I'm still just praying for, grace and mercy. We don't know what his last thoughts or last words were, so I'm still prayerful that I will see him in eternity, in heaven, but we just don't know. And then thinking of his family, his wife, his children, my heart is definitely breaking. So just remaining really prayerful.
I would say real quick, just feeling like, man, just overwhelmed when you told us that this morning, and feeling it like, man, just hearing that, like, he felt that was his way that he had to go. And just feeling it, man. I'm just feeling it. I'm still in shock, honestly. And just a great memory for me about Kenny was in the early stages of Destinations, just being around. And I wasn't even like an artist or anything like that. I was just probably more the sound person of the team at that time. And just seeing him perform, and he loved to perform, and he loved to do rewrites, and he had a rewrite of Lose Yourself that people used to love so much. And then even just his spoken word game, and just his ideas and different things, and just him as a person, and his talent was incredible, and he had so much that he wanted to give to this world. Even talking to him last time I talked to him and talking about doing music, and like, man, I want to do so much, man. I have and just to hear what happened, man, it's just devastating to me right now. So, and just feeling heavy right now. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, I just want to leave on this. He was a legend to us. You guys may not have known him, but it's up to the people who knew him to let people know how much of a legend he was. This dude was ultra talented, gifted, passionate about God. So for this to happen to him, man, I just want to make sure if anybody's out there, there's crisis prevention, suicide hotlines that you can call if you need immediate help. But please just reach out to somebody if you're feeling this way. A lot of it is difficult because some of it is medicine related. You know, like if you're off your meds or on your meds, it can really swing you. So if you're dealing with that, you have to get help. You really need to get professional help. But if it's beyond medicine, please call somebody and get some help. But I just want to leave off on, he was a legend to us. And if nobody ever knew his name, they didn't get to see his talent, we'll always keep his videos up because we want to make sure that you guys know that he left a legacy on this earth. He did a great job preaching the gospel and standing up for Christ while he was here. So we're going to leave out on this. Ryan, you have anything else to say before we play the video?
Yeah, I do. Honestly, I was just thinking, we've had these conversations before, he and I, and I've always been able to, talk him through these different things. So my advice and my wish is for anyone, if you know someone who's come to you before, just check on them periodically. I actually told my wife and a friend yesterday that I was going to call Kenny this weekend because he was so excited to find out that I was having my first boy. And I was going to call him and make a little joke about my son, looking not like me because, when his son was first born, he didn't think his son looked like him at first. And I missed my opportunity, and I'm really going to have to, deal with that going forward.
Yeah. So this, we want to leave out on how good he was. And this is just a small sampling of that. Please go find his videos, leave a comment on them just to commemorate him. If this guy was famous and everybody knew his name, there'll be all these imporings of, oh man, we miss him. And I don't want to miss out on that just because we aren't as famous as other people. He still deserved that because he was a soldier for Christ on this earth and he did his job. He did an amazing job doing it. So this is a piece that him and I did a long time ago called Twisted. This is part 1 of it. If you want to see the whole thing, you could go to our YouTube page and watch it. He came up with the idea for this piece, and it still blows my mind to this day, his writing ability and what God was able to use him for. So watch this and show support any way you can.
You set it off? Yep. It's a story. Now, it's apparent that Eric and Erica should have never got married. Because Erica cheated on Eric with Harry, who was married to Mary. But Harry and Erica wasn't in love. They just cheated with each other because everyone and their mother does. Now witness and behold this young but fully developed 17-year-old girl who goes by the name of Pearl. And Pearl was walking down a dirt road in some remote town that nobody really knows. And then you've got Earl, who's heard about Pearl. But Earl's a 30-year-old perv who always has the urge for young girls. So early one day, Earl decides to go and try to find some young girl. And in the middle of his search, what do you know? Little old Pearl's walking down the middle of the road. Hello, little girl. My name's Earl. Your name's Pearl, isn't it? How'd you know my name? Coincidence. Now, I'm just kidding, little miss. I know a friend who knows a friend who told me about you. And I know how to love you if you allow me to. Now, please allow me to introduce myself more formally. Now, I don't normally do this, but you're so truthfully beautiful. So I decided to take the chance and perhaps if the feelings are mutual, I can give you a ride to wherever you're going. So at 8:30 early that Thursday morning, 17-year-old Pearl and 30-year-old Earl drove off and went in their merry way on what seemed like just another wet, cold, and dreary day. Yeah.
That was good. All right.
It's perfect.
Let me go back in this tale a bit and tell a little bit more about Minister Eric's predicament. Yeah, we forgot to mention that Eric and his cheating wife Erica has a church up in Maryland where he is pastor of it. Now, isn't it scary how Eric and Erica weren't very intimate in marriage to the point that Eric didn't know that Erica was creeping over to Harry's house when Mary was out cheating with everyone else's spouse? Now, it's been about 16 years and 11 months since Eric and his wife Erica's wedding was. But something wasn't usual. Erica's stomach was protruding through a beautiful dress. Yet no one said a thing and had the nerve to address it. See, they had a secret. When Eric was still a deacon, he and Erica weren't exactly keeping their legs closed and then chose to produce a seed that grew to be a beautiful baby girl. You may remember her, Pearl. Now, it's very apparent that Erica, as a parent, isn't very aware that the daughter isn't a little girl any longer, because it's obvious Pearl is well endowed, and now her well endowment's hanging out of her blouse. But what can mother say? Well, mother does the same thing her daughter does on a regular basis. Save it, mother. Her daughter Pearl said, face it. What can you say? I look just like you with a facelift.
Metaphor extraordinaire. All right, let me come with it. Now, no 17-year-old girl wakes up in the morning and anticipates being raped in a 1994 four-door Ford Explorer. Just moments before all this, she was innocently on her way to the local store to break a $10 bill and some ones for a roll of quarters. Well, sort of. Okay, true. Maybe today she skipped school and didn't stay home because her mom was there, a housewife who didn't have a clue that her daughter was mad at her and her father because they constantly argued. Pearl's speculations went from potentially to eventually they would inevitably separate, and she couldn't deal with it. So she started popping pills to conceal how she was feeling inside. Getting high became a way to numb the pain, her way to cope, a place to go where she felt safe, to run away. But you know what they say, you can run but you can't hide. You can only suppress what lies inside of you for so long. Sooner or later you're gonna have to stop pushing the snooze button on the alarm and wake up, only to face up to the fact that you hate what you see in the mirror with smeared mascara running down your face from the tears wept and shed on what used to be your nightly basis to now an erratically crying teen who was having dreams of throwing her whole life down the drain by freebasing herself a new reality. Only Pearl didn't imagine, let's think, that in a blink of an eye, she would catch the eye of some guy who, to her surprise, actually thought she was beautiful, as if the start were unusual. And the rest would unfold like a redneck twist on a scene you would see in an old school classic romance musical. Only this version of The Sound of Music don't have your typical happy ending. Nah, this romance went much further than what Pearl had anticipated or wanted. Because as soon as the romance started, Earl's plans to disarm this perfectly harmless girl of her untarnished armor was acknowledged. Every stitch of garment was ripped off her virginal body. Helplessly, wrestling, desperately yelling, please, no, don't, stop it! Shut up, don't fight back or say nothing. My wrongs are already pardoned by the same God your father serves. But where is God now, darling? Don't think that you recognize my face now, because I don't go to your daddy's little church to pay homage. And as soon as Earl was finished, Pearl was kicked to the curb and discarded like a piece of garbage. Slumped over in a puddle of tears and sorrow. How could she predict that someday one stranger would take her virginity in exchange for a fertile seed that is currently growing internally, gradually surfacing outwardly, revealing the evidence of a pregnant teen that's plain to see, because now it's starting to show externally. Yeah.
So Pearl finally works up the nerve to journal her thoughts down in a purple notebook. And it's a page turner because it's unheard of for a girl of her age to go through a journey so hurtful. Thoughts of pain circles through her mind as she works through the details of Earl's stroke, which she had honestly hoped to receive in due time, but cries as she realizes that she's just another rape victim. How sickening. Heavy tears in the eyes drip down to the page and smear out the place where she wrote down the time and date of the rape. What a shame. She writes down in all caps, how could this happen to me? I'm 17. She's heard this happens to girls half of her age that are randomly chased and candidly take candy from strangers and are handily taken in the back of raggedy station wagons, raped and end up mangled in black plastic bags at the bottom of lakes. What a horrid mistake she made caving into his weak game as he claimed she was the best thing he'd seen since Lisa Gibbons. And please forgive him for staring at her sleek frame. See, right there is where she should rethink the character of a man who would peek into the crease in between the cleavage and reach into his jeans and relay his. What was she thinking? Such an innocent, sweet, pretentious teen who seemed smart but went naive in 3 seconds. All because he mentioned she sent his blood pressure up and she should feel special because he meant it. Okay, let's recenter. Now she's pregnant and descends back into her dependency on antidepressants. And as she enters the free center to see if they can reach in and disconnect her fetus from its placenta, thoughts enter her mind, visions of her unborn child.
But wait, that's not all. Guess who walked in the room?
It's Harry the specialist, wearing his spectacles, carrying love messages. There in his pocket protector is Eric's address, and Erica's wedding ring is there on his chest.
Now, we regret to break this unfortunate news, but if you want to hear the rest and see how the story concludes, then you have to stay tuned. But for now, the story ends. Till we meet again, to be continued. Peace.
Wow.
You are listening to the Trackstarz with Sean Tanner, Ryan Righteous, and DJ Jeremiah.
Right now, you're in the field with the Trackstarz.
Trackstarz.
Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah.
Right now, you're listening to the Trackstarz.
You know what time it is. Yeah.
Hey yo, what's good? It's your boy Navigate, you Trackstarz music artist, and you are in the field with the family Trackstarz Radio.
Trackstarz Radio.
We got it in the field. Trackstarz. Get it, got it, good.
Ain't no podcast beef. We got respect for y'all.
Yeah.
But respect the grind, baby. Respect the grind. I gotta get the flex bombs today. Respect the grind.
What's good, people? It's your boy DJ Haddon. I want to give a shout out to Trackstarz Live. Keep it locked, y'all. It's going down right here, right now. You heard it from your boy D Haddon.
All right, back in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Make sure you go to trackstarz.com for all the latest. We got a lot of cool stuff coming on the way. I saw some people in the comments asking what was the name of that piece. It's called Twisted. So that whole piece is like 25 minutes long. So there's a Twisted 1 and Twisted 2, and some of the videos are just the whole thing. So go check that out. And just remember my boy Kenny Aishi Yashuda. He was special, man. All right.
Keep his family in your prayers too. I was just gonna say, please.
Absolutely. All right, so let's move on again. We're politics free today. We're gonna talk about relationships now. So, my wife has been pushing me to do this topic because she says this is going crazy on the internet and we're just ignoring it. But I can't find anybody that watches this show. So I was nervous that y'all wouldn't really connect with it. I think I have a way for y'all to connect with this because this is really interesting and we need to provide answers to people because this is a big problem in the church and we just need answers. All right, so Married at First Sight. I assume none of y'all watch it. Jermaine, you watch that show, Married at First Sight?
Nah, I heard of it though.
Okay, so we're not talking about Married at First Sight. We've done that before, but what we're talking about is on this season of Married at First Sight, there's a guy named Chris. And he is a self-proclaimed Christian, but he is very problematic. It's hard to describe how problematic he is, but he is basically one of the worst people who's ever been on the show. He's the Christian dude. He's a Christian dude. So I want to give you a little taste of what I mean. And the reason for this is there are a lot of women who encounter guys like this in the church. Why are there guys like this in the church? And how do you, for young ladies that are out there and they're looking, they want somebody that's a man of God. How do you watch out for guys like this? All right, so let me let y'all see what I'm talking about, and then we'll come back.
I had a family full of preachers that I come from, and I was ordained minister at one point, but I wasn't making any money. And I felt like that wasn't necessarily the direction that God wanted for me. I really do hope that she is the woman that I prayed for. But I'm afraid that she could possibly be unattractive. I have to have that initial attraction. That's important for me.
This is it.
So to be perfectly honest with you, like, I think that on paper, like, we are like you're everything that I need, but like, I don't think that the attraction is fully there yet for me, to be perfectly honest.
I feel like if he had that conversation with me last night, before we even touched, kissed, whatever, I would have been at peace with that. But we became intimate last night and this morning.
All right, so that is that is Chris from Married at First Sight. I think it's season 12.
Not me.
Not our Chris.
I'm writing down notes right here. Writing down notes.
So there's a lot of chatter online about him and how I remember Kev on Stage and Mrs. Kev on Stage. They have a show after show where they talk about each episode and she was saying he's like the church drummer, if you know what I mean, like that guy, the guy who's like he's in church, but you know. So
stop laughing.
So what do you guys think about him, and what do you guys think about that type of guy in the church, and how do you look out for that?
Okay.
The church runs rampant with men like that. I mean, it just does, because they know that they can find women there that they can take advantage of. And so even while we were watching this whole preview and everything, like I was like, God, we need a top 5 ways to tell if your dude is like a legit Christian or not. Because I mean, it's all too common. I've seen it, I've lived it, and all of the above. So just, yeah, it just breaks my heart. But I think I will say this, oftentimes for women, we're very quick to go for the guy that says all the right things without seeing any fruit. That's really key, you know. And as my husband would say, you're looking for somebody that's a Christian and it's the icing on the cake when really it needs to be the cake. Bottom line.
What do you think, Jeremiah?
I would say it's a lot, man. It was a lot in that thing. The funny part about it is that in my mind, I was like, and maybe because I've been married so long, not so long, but been out the whole single thing, it's just like, this still exists? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen it. I've seen this guy all through the 2000s and the 2010s, and I'm like, this still exists? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think the sad part I've always said was, the sad part was, you're so enamored. And I think it goes back to, at times, some women so enamored with the whole flashy look, even though he may be, you know, it's always signs. It's always signs to show you what this person's about, male or female. It's always signs. You're going to get something. That God is going to reveal something to you about that person. And it's up to you to realize, hey, I can't do this. You know what I'm saying? I hated the fact that he was intimate with her and knew that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like that whole, you need to test the car theory. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, you in essence, you did it right because you got married before you did it, in essence, but you knew like she wasn't for, you know what I mean? Like, you kind of knew it. And I think he was wrong for that. But I just always felt like it's the wolf in sheep's clothing mentality, man. And I'm still shocked that it's guys out there that's doing that. Like, I always thought those type of guys was gone and like, yo, you know what? I'm not doing the church thing no more. I'm just going to do me. You know what I mean? I'll be spiritual. But the fact that guys in the church still act like this is like, man, that's getting played. But go ahead.
What you got, Jermaine?
Yeah, I was going to say what really sticks out to me, like a warning sign to women when it comes to dudes like this, is don't fall for the Christianese. Don't fall for the dude that knows all the right things to say when his heart is really hardened. And by hardened heart, put it like this. Everything that we heard him say, it was all about what she can bring to benefit him as opposed to what he can offer her. And a lot of times we want, just like anybody, we want the flashy toy. We want the person that is sought after and who is attractive and who has status within the church. And what that does is it kind of serves as a blind spot or a shield to mask what's really going on in someone's heart, because you can't see past it because you see all the shiny stuff. You ever look at the sun or look at a bright light, it'll blind you for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And you can start tripping over stuff and things like that. And I think that that's what happens oftentimes in these cases. Now, unfortunately, the church is littered with people like this who are hedonistic. It's all about them, and who are narcissistic, where it's all about feed my ego, make me feel good, forget about, how I make you feel. I'm not even worried about that. I don't even know if that's secondary. That may not even be on the plate, but, as far as, they're thinking, but I think he's problematic for sure. And people who have that mindset, but as far as those prerequisites to marriage, I don't know if there's anything wrong with that per se. When it gets toxic, I think that's when it gets, problematic.
Yeah, so a couple more things to know about him. He was engaged a couple months before the start of this. And he had been engaged even before that. So he's I'll say this. As far as what to look out for, he says a lot of prideful things, and the people that hear him say the prideful things laugh it off, but he's not joking. Like, he was talking, there was a scene where he's talking to his pastor, and he was like, yeah, on paper, man, I'm everything. He has a story where he said in the clip that I made, that he was ordained, but he left that because he wasn't making enough money. So he went and he was homeless in South Florida for a couple months until he got a job opportunity. And now he owns like restaurants and stuff like that. So he feels like he made it. And the way he's talking to his pastor, he was like, on paper, I'm great. I went from nothing to something. And he's talking about himself in such a grandiose way. And I'm like, most people say that in jest, I'm on paper, I'm saying. No, he was dead serious. And he does that in front of her, and she laughs it off, but it's like, no. He really he's narcissistic. He believes that about himself. So those are some signs when somebody has this pride, like, oh, there's something so special about them. And some of that is, okay, purpose. But if somebody has a godly purpose, it shouldn't be about them.
Yeah.
It's not because of you that this thing is going to be amazing. It's because of God. And I'm not hearing that with him that often. He says the right words at times, but he's so money focused. He's so success focused. When you start seeing those things, that's not what we're talking about when we say find a godly man. Yeah. So if you're looking for a godly man, those are serious red flags. If you see pride, you see success, money driven drive. And he does stuff that's like, he's not deal breakers all in of himself, like cursing, drinking, but he doesn't do anything that would make me think he's a Christian. He just says things that make me think he's a Christian. You see what I'm saying?
That Christianese, saying all the right things and doing all the wrong.
And I would say too, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. Like, for real, because nobody is perfect. Like, nobody is perfect. So if there aren't any type of like flaws in this diamond of a person that you're seeing, and in most cases, the person should freely profess them, and show them and share them instead of like trying to like cover them up and gloss over them. But if it looks too good to be true, something ain't right.
And I'll say this too real quick. From watching him, I know we were talking about wolves and all that. I don't think that he knows that's what he is.
But he is.
I don't think he is intentionally trying to be a wolf. I think he thinks he's a good Christian. I think he, like, the if we saw him walk into a room with a blow up doll in our bachelor party, Jeremiah, we'd be like, what is this dude doing? But in his mind, he's like, I don't want to do this with a real stripper, so I'm gonna bring this thing instead. Like, he thinks he's doing the Christian thing. So I feel like if I talk to him, I don't think he would know that the things he's doing is problematic. Sex before marriage, cursing, getting drunk, putting physical beauty over inner beauty. Like, I don't think he thinks he's doing anything wrong. I think he said in the clip, his family have been pastors, and it's just this. I think this is behavior that's been passed down to him, and I think he thinks, based on what he's seen, this is acceptable as a Christian.
Wow. Well, I was about to say something about that, like being people's pastors. Like, there's so many people that are in churches that their pastor's not checking them no more. Nobody in the church is checking them because they may be talented or they may be doing something in the church, but they may be hurting your congregation. You know what I mean? Like they running through the women in your church, but you're not saying anything because they play an instrument, or they may be a financial giver. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things too, when you have to look into that as well. It's like, yo, what are these pastors saying to these men like that? And then I think another thing too, man, is just one of those things is it's crazy to me that you would go on that show. You know what I mean? Like, what's the reason to go on that show if you feel that way? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the reason to go on that show if you like, I'm trying to like if you don't know, it's a gamble. Honestly, I've seen the show before and I know the premise of it. It's like, it's a gamble. So if you basically named all these things, and then you see the young lady and you have sex with her, and then afterwards you break it, like, we can't do this no more. It's like, I think deep down you saw it coming down, was like, nah, you know what I mean? But you still went with it because you thought she may be one of those things on your list that you said you wanted, and she may have not been that. And you know what I'm saying? And the sad part about all this is, in the reverse of it, it seemed like she was like, I really want to find somebody. I just don't, you know what I mean? She and the way it sounded was like she wanted somebody to have a husband and build something with, and she got intimate with him because they made a commitment and did it the right way. And it's just sad, man. And I always say this, man, and it's like, you think that's what you want, but at the same time, man, when you get married, there's fires in situations, and it's real. Like, you know, can you deal with certain financial fires? Can you deal with some stuff that you think that you get in a marriage, but you're not? You not get what you think you want. You get what I mean? And it's not even about that. It's a mad, because first off, the show is crazy. Like, you know what I mean? It's purpose to marriage. Just to get married because you want to have sex, or get married because you can't find a person, it's purpose to marriage. And I think one thing I don't like about that show is, like, you're playing with purpose. Are purpose is two people get together because it's a purpose that you and that person and God needs you to do.
They're taking God out the marriage. God is completely, like, they're just doing the stuff on paper.
Yeah.
You know, they could have just may as well just go to the courthouse if they're gonna do that. There's no covenant at all. In my opinion. I ain't mean to cut you off, man.
No, you good.
One of the things that I think he perfectly learned how to, or knew how to, finesse the show. Like, he finessed the show straight up. Like, he knew good and well. Because listen, here's the thing. He's so tightly wound, and his prerequisites to having a spouse are so tight, or it's like, you know, they're really tight, to where, like, bruh, if that's what you want, just go find it. Just go find some random. I mean, if someone that'll be submissive, someone will fit that mold, but you actually want the complete opposite and said, no, I'm gonna just do this blind stuff and then hope that I find someone that fits the mold, as opposed to kind of filtering out yourself on your own, with, you know, independent of the show. You see what I'm saying?
You said,
but like,
finesse them, but for what?
Yeah, well, he finesses so he can get exposure. I think he did it for exposure.
Okay.
Yeah, so he can get exposure. So that, ain't you the dude from the show? Nah, you know what I'm saying? I think
so now you can get more women.
Yes. So there's a I think there's a duplicity. He struggles with duplicity, double-mindedness. And part of that may have been fed to him, because you know what's really bad in the church is nepotism. And you mentioned how he saw previous, he comes from pastors, and he may have seen abuse in the previous generation, womanizing in the previous generation, or people who acquiesce to their agenda as opposed to a God agenda. And so, that's what I really get out of it. There was something else I was going to say about that, but it just really is a sad situation.
So my wife was asking to the men, if you see Christian players in your church that are your friends, do you talk to them about it?
I'll say this, yay and nay. And the reason I say yay and nay is because if I'm a true friend of you, you're gonna and I see something, I can ask you a question about it. But I'm saying this from experience, I know people would be like, I'm not going to talk to you about that, or change the subject, or just like you don't say nothing, but they feel conviction because of who you are. I've dealt with that in my life, where it's dudes I'm roommates with, or like, hey man, I can't do that while you in the house, or you know what I'm saying? Like, just your conviction, you living right is convicting to them. But I will say that was a missed opportunity on my part, because I didn't say anything, because either I was scared or I was like, I don't know how he's going to take it. You know what I'm saying? But I think at the same time, being a standard of living was something that convicted people when I was around certain people. I know, and not saying I'm high and mighty, but just I knew that me living a straight and narrow type of life was kind of like, oh snap, you know what I mean? Or man, I can't do this around him, you know what I mean? So, but I just speak from my experience.
Yeah, I could say for me, yeah, I would speak up if it was like one of my homies that did this. I think the biggest factor is having relationship and rapport with someone. If you don't really build with them and you don't have a relationship with them, then honestly, you speaking to them or trying to correct them in love, it may not hold any weight at all. So if you don't have that relationship with them, then they probably just gonna be like, yeah, whatever. So for instance, we had some situations, where people were practicing polygamy. And, I was like, okay, should I say something or whatever? But I didn't have that relationship with that person to kind of go to them and like, yo, this is wrong. But had I got that opportunity, if they would have came to me like, is there something that I would have said, I would have been 100 with them. Like, yeah, bro, like that, like you are what you're doing.
I have a question, and this is for Maya and any woman in the conversation.
Go ahead.
Do you do the opposite? Do you tell your girlfriend that is enamored with this guy that everybody in the church know is like kind of wilding? Do you tell her like, hey, you may not want to talk to that dude?
I was gonna flip it, because people that are close to me, they know, and this is Maya talking, but I'll tell them in a minute, I'm gonna get you a bumper to say, leave that ninja alone. And I'm usually not saying ninja. So literally, I've had those conversations, and I will have them. I will continue to have them, again, if the relationship is there. Because if I see signs, or if I know a brother's track record, or I just know he playing you, I'm gonna tell you.
I'll say this: if you see a lot of guys like this running around that church, check the church. That may be fish rotten from the head. What I notice is when a lot of guys feel comfortable doing that, look at the pastor.
Facts.
They may be seeing something in him that makes them feel like it's okay.
Facts.
So it may not just be him. It may just be a culture problem, because you shouldn't feel comfortable being that type of guy if your leadership aren't those type of guys. You should feel uncomfortable.
That's true.
Yeah.
And when I saw him talking to his pastor, he didn't look uncomfortable.
Yeah. And hearing a brother say, he comes from a long line of pastors, sometimes that scares me, honestly, because there's a culture that can be passed down. There's a behavior that can be passed down.
Yes,
I'm concerned about your encounter. And I ask people this often, like, it's one thing to say you're saved, but did you have a road to Damascus experience where you were transformed personally? I want to know about that, because that's going to tell me whether or not you have a personal relationship versus just carrying the title of being a Christian.
All right, well, check out the show if you want to kind of see where his story leads. From the previews, it looks like it gets a lot worse. So there's a lot more coming with this guy. So pray for him. Pray for him. All right, you in the field with the track stars, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Hey, around what's it? Zero.
It ain't no sunshine. We cannot kick it not one time. Most of these boys act like one time. I can't let you cross the gun line. And I can't do friends no more. I fell in love with just being solo. It ain't no sunshine. So we cannot kick it not one time. Let's go. Hey, all praise to the Most High. With love to all, no disrespect, but loyalty comes first. It's all. No new friends in me and my brothers. Willing to die for one another. Say what I mean and I won't stutter. Ringo really like no other. They say I'm Doja like my brother. I take one loss, I get that cutter. Corn my dog, we ain't fall off. We just were bossing up each other. Bama grip and he'll still bleed for it. Me and Pat got it up and ink, so it's different now. Cause I breathe for it. Big dog put my name on the blimp. Big dog with a big go whip. Big dog that seen us chips. Pull off in the scene I dip. I ain't do it alone. I put my brothers on. They can't say that I'm wrong. Tell them to leave me alone. Let me wrong. Ain't tripping when I'm weak, you know who's strong. Yeah, cause it ain't no sunshine. Can't kick it one time. They act like one time. Don't cross the gun line, cause it ain't no sunshine. We cannot kick it not one time. Most of these boys act like one time. I can't let you cross the gun line. And I can't do friends no more. I fell in love with just being solo. It ain't no sunshine, so we cannot kick it not one time. Yeah. When you from the hood, nobody have high expectations for you. You gotta make that for yourself. No new friends in me and my brothers. Willing to die for one another. Say what I mean and I won't stutter. Ringo really like no. Hey, rolling, I can't hide it. I'm still trying to deal with my anxiety. Treating every day like it's a Friday. Don't want you all up in my space. God chose, bent but never fold. Never told where I'm from, it never snow. Made in Monroe, from Alabama to Double O. Linked up in AQ and went crazy ever since we been putting on for them 318 babies. And I've been a dog. I'm just a street cat that God called. I tried to say nah. For real. It ain't no sunshine. We cannot kick it not one time. Most of these boys act like one time. I can't let you cross the gun line. And I can't do friends no more. I fell in love with just being solo. Let's go. It ain't no sunshine, so we cannot kick it not one time. Yeah. Shine. No shine. Shine. But we gon' shine.
You're in the field with the track stars, running with the track stars. Tracking with the track stars. In the Trackstarz Universe. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Stay on track with us.
Y'all know what time it is. Ryan Righteous, DJ Jeremiah, Sean Tanner. Time it is. Y'all know what time it is.
It's the field boys. You in the field, boy. It's the field boys. You in the field, boy. You tuned in and locked. Trackstarz. We beating on your block. Trackstarz, yeah. I'm repping the most high king like mama I made it. Trackstarz bringing the real, you love it or hate it. Line for line with the kingdom, the secular faded.
What's happening? This your man Brinson, God Chasers Entertainment. Buckle your seatbelts for line. Vote Christian though. Yeah.
All right, back in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Make sure you go to trackstarz.com for all the latest. If you're an artist, join nectardistro.com. You can distribute your music all around the planet. Keep all your royalties. Jeremiah.
We're ripping people off. All right, man, it's line for line time. Let's get it going. This is line for line stadium anthems. We are coming on the big games tomorrow, and you know, it's just one of those things where it's time for it, man. If you at a stadium, songs that get you hyped, hip hop, mostly hip hop songs. I would say a little bit of EDM too, but majority of hip hop. So yeah, man, let's get it going, man. We're gonna get this thing started. The views and opinions of the track stars and the Trackstarz Universe are not the views and opinions of the artist, the label, producer, and others. If you feel offended, please press stop right now. If you never heard of the mainstream artists and thinking about checking them out, this is not what it's for. Press stop now. We try not to do the same artists over and over. If you're a person who only listens to Christian artists and this ain't your cup of tea, man, we understand. They got noteworthy topics, interviews you can go check out. We're not copying any other battle formats. We've been doing this since the 2000s. These artists are not the Christian versions of anybody. It's just a bit. All right. So here we go. Line for line, stadium anthems. We're going to start it off with Aaron Cole first. For sure.
Get it, that's for sure. I envision, then I go. I don't never look back on the go. Pray hard and then I work, and that's for sure. Yeah, I'ma get it, that's for sure. I envision, then I go. I don't never look back on the go. Yeah, pray hard and then I work, and that's for sure. Hey.
All right, man. That was Aaron Cole for sure. Remember, these are mostly probably hooks, probably. You're really not going to hear bars today. So that was Aaron Cole for sure. This is J-Rock. Win. Here we go.
Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, yeah. Get out the way, get the up on my way, yeah. You either with me or against me, though. You either with me or win. Curve everything else. Win. These ops ain't lit. Win. Start chasing that chip. Win.
All right, that was Win by J-Rock versus Aaron Cole for sure. Who y'all going with?
Maya.
Win. J-Rock. I love you, Aaron, though. Congratulations, too, bro.
Jermaine.
Well, I mean, I think the Aaron one is more so for concert, but if I was to go for stadium, I'll go with the second dude. Win. I would go with that. Stadium. I heard that more often than stadium. I would go with that.
Yeah, the stadium angle is making it harder, but I'm gonna still go Aaron Cole. I understand that song ended up sounding good, but it's pretty darn basic. Win.
I think the horns make it big.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
it's
the horns.
It's
the horns. That's something you would hear more so in the stadium, and you know.
I feel you. I still going Aaron Cole. Jeremiah, what you got?
I think for sure is dope, but I gotta go with J-Rock.
It's J-Rock.
J-Rock, man. All right, J-Rock. I don't know if J-Rock online, but it's 3-1 here. So we're gonna give it to J-Rock. All right, man. We're gonna start off with was it online? I guess I don't know.
No matter.
Okay. All right, man. This is round 2. Round 1 went to the mainstream. We're gonna go off with round 2. We're gonna start off with DJ Khaled. All I do is win. Here we go.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Up, down. 'Cause all I do is win. And if you going in, put your hands.
All right, that was All I Do Is Win by DJ Khaled. This is Canton Jones. Put him up.
This is mandatory. I need to see your hands in the air. Put 'em up. Don't let me see somebody out there. Put 'em up. Put 'em up. I need to see your hands in the air. Put 'em up.
All right, that was Canton Jones. Put him up versus DJ Khaled. All I do is win. Who y'all going with?
Maya.
That was a good matchup, man.
Great.
That was a good one. I'm gonna go with Canton on that one. I thought that was dope.
All right, Jermaine.
Man, you know what? this would be one of them rounds where I would do like a toss, but I know DJ Jeremiah, you're gonna come with something else, so it's too early to be using. You're gonna come with something fire, I know. So, with that being said, I would go with Ken. Ken was a surprise. I was like, man, we ain't gonna top this, but no, for sure. Ken topped it. He did it. I could hear that in the stadium.
This one is super close. Canton Jones is the king of the stadium. I mean, he really is.
He can make stadium anthems.
I just say though that I think all I do is win is a little more memorable for me. I'm gonna go Khaled.
Khaled.
What you got, Jeremiah?
Put them up as fire, man. All I do is win. Is the hook on that joint is fire. But I can hear both of them in the stadium too, and they probably go crazy. But I think it's just the amp of all I do is win by the edge to me. So it's 2-2.
So 2-2. It's up to y'all. Y'all matter now. Canton
Canton
Jones online.
Canton online.
Hey, somebody said they shocked that you voted Christian. All right, so
I'm responding now. I don't
it's
vote
one.
Oh, Mrs. Vote Secular is here with us.
It's 1-1. Going into the third round. Here we go. We're gonna start off with our guy Andy Mineo. You can't stop me.
Oh.
Try to shut us down and it ain't gon' slide. Only thing I fear is God and he on my side. That's the confidence I got, cause he got me. That's why I really feel like you can't stop me. That's all you got. Come on with it. That's all you got. You can't stop me. You don't got the power. Can't shut me down.
All right, that was Andy Mineo. You can't stop me. This is Yogi Burial. Here we go.
Oh, snap. Oh.
All right, that was Yogi.
Wow, bro.
Burial.
Really,
If you heard that
really,
song before, we got the beef. We got the
Man.
beef. Arby's. All right, that was the Arby's. You hear that on Arby's all the time. But against Andy's, you can't stop me. Who y'all going with?
What round we in?
This is round three.
I'm like, is it too early to talk? Yeah, man. I was like Andy all day, and then that bass, whatever you want to call it, whatever that instrument hit for that hook, I was like, ah. So I'm going to go. I'm gonna toss.
Toss it up.
Jermaine.
Man, listen, the second dude was great, but like I heard Andy like in secular arenas. I've been hearing that song for like whenever it came out, I heard it in secular arenas. Then like at football games at AT&T stadiums, Jerry's World. So I would say I'm not gonna toss Andy.
All right, shout out to the burn. But other than that, I got
right.
That part was insane to me. Camille needs to help me with this. There's a producer team that she sends me sometimes that almost sounds a lot like them, and my wife sends me them too. I can't remember their name now.
She said Yogi. Is that Yogi? No.
This is Yogi, but there's somebody else that she sends me that reminds me of it. But I got Andy on this. Jeremiah.
I am. Oh man, I like the Burial record, and that's the only Pusha T rap I like because Pusha T raps on the song. But Andy, man, is. I don't know. It sounds so similar when I did it. I was like, oh,
it sounds almost the same.
Yeah, like
they almost took. I don't know what came first, but the buildup is almost identical.
Yeah, but shout out to Arby's too. All right, I'm going Andy.
Is Arby's using that song?
It's in their commercials.
It's in their commercial.
I actually met the Arby's corporate team. They are good. They're really good at what they do. Like I performed at the Arby's convention a couple years ago, and the fact that they got Ving Rhames and like that whole push is genius. The marketing is amazing.
Damn, bro. Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's Andy online. And that makes the score 2-1. So we is going on to the next one. Round 4. Here we go. Crazy coming in hot.
I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, I feel like Pac. I shoot the shot. I'm coming in hot. Coming in hot, coming in hot. Shoot that shot, shoot that shot. Shoot, why not? Ain't no big, ain't no big. Feel like Pac. We can't lose, we can't stop. We can't stop. Yeah, coming in hot. Coming in hot.
All right, that was coming in hot, right, by Lecrae and Andy. But this is Kendrick Lamar, Humble.
No, tell him be humble. Sit down. 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 Be humble. Sit down.
All right, that was K-Dot with Humble versus Lecrae's coming in hot. Who y'all going with?
Maya.
I'm gonna go with Kendrick.
Man,
I'm not impressed with that Kendrick album at all. That song, it reminds me of some old school Project Pat or some 666 with that piano. But I'm not gonna fool with it. I'm gonna go with the Christian.
Correct.
I'm sorry, Lecrae. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Lecrae.
Okay.
Yeah, I still don't like that Kendrick song, man. I don't get it. I still don't get it. It sounds like I need to make a song to connect with the kids song. That's what it feels like to me.
Real basic though. Sound basic.
And I think honestly, as far as stadium anthems, I think Christian hip hop got an edge on stadium stuff. They got the advantage.
Here's the thing. I forgot to say this. My research, I came across some of these songs was on I seen this list that they talked to many DJs at these stadiums and arenas that DJ for football teams and basketball teams. But they said that some of these songs they play and the crowd goes wild. So Humble was something where I guess you would play when like somebody gets to make a make that shot or something. Get quarterback or something.
I know you got some KB coming. You got some KB up in here somewhere.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, I got coming in hot. Did you vote already, Jeremiah?
No, I didn't. I don't know. I like Humble, but coming in hot is Fuego, so I'm gonna go with coming in hot.
Great one.
Lecrae, yep. All
right, what was the score on that one?
4-1.
Wow.
Yep. All right. It's 3-1. We're going into round 5. We're gonna start off with DJ Snake. Turn down for what?
Turn down for what? Turn down for what? Turn down for what? Turn down for what? Turn down for what?
All right. That was Turned Down for What by DJ Snake. This is Capital Kings, Northern Sky. All right, that was Northern Skies by Capital Kings versus DJ Snake. Turned Down for What? Who y'all going with?
Maya.
I'm gonna get that one to Northern Sky. Thought that was dope.
Jermaine.
Capital Kings.
I'm going to Turn Down for What?
Yeah, I got Turned Down for What. I mean, the Capital Kings, I love them, but I just think Turned Down for What is more memorable. What you got, Jeremiah?
I'm going with Turn Down for What too.
What's the well, I guess we're waiting on the universe.
It's 3-1 anyway, so
who's up?
Oh, Christian.
Oh, wow. All right, thanks.
All right. Well, I mean, we don't have to, it don't matter. DJ Snake took that round from Capital King, so it's now 2-3-2 going to round 6.
Oh shoot.
All right, here we go. KB Armies, let's go. All right, that was Armies by KB. Here's Mr. West.
No one man should have all that
Hey.
power. The clock's ticking, I just count the hours. Stop tripping, I'm tripping off the power. Till then, that the world's
All right.
Christian on Christian?
Christian versus Christian. But when he did it, I don't know. Kanye Power.
Wasn't the producer Christian?
Yeah, S1 is a believer, man. Shout out to him. KB Armies. Who y'all going with?
I got Mr. West on that one.
Jermaine.
I got KB on that. I got KB. Power seems more like, it could be stadium, but it seems more like a concert. But I will go with KB. That he just charged you up with that Armies. I think it's fire.
I think I'll say this to talk to what you just said. If I played the beginning of Power, it gets stadiums going. I've seen it get stadium. Like it's just I've seen it rock stadiums, like football, the soccer, it's really crazy. So, but Sean, what do you got?
It's close. I was gonna actually toss this until you said what you just said. I'm gonna go with Kanye.
Mr. West.
It's not even one of my favorite Kanye songs, but I think if I could have to compare the two, it's a little bit more to the Power song.
Got you. Well, I'm gonna use my toss.
All right, so it's up to y'all.
Let's see what we do.
Kanye.
That's it, just 4. Nice.
That KB album was fire though, man.
All right, Camille, what you got? Ooh, KB took
KB took it.
Hey.
No, he didn't. It's a tie.
Yeah, it's a toss.
Oh, wow. Well, the final score was Christian 1 through 3-2. That's it, man. Wow.
So that was a wash? That was a wash?
It washed out the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
Oh, because you tossed.
Yeah,
Your
I
toss
tossed.
did it. I want to hear round 7, man.
Oh, man.
You gypped us. You and your toss.
I gypped nothing. But I will say this.
Round 7 is fire, though.
See?
Round 7 is fire.
See?
So, I mean, that's up to Sean.
We can fight on it.
Okay. So you want to do it?
Let's do it.
All right, here you go. Round 7. We're going to start off with Derek Minor. It's not a game. Here we go.
Wow.
It's my turn. Yeah, the game on the line. I don't play about mine. On site. I'm pulling up from half court every time. Yeah, you popping online, but are you popping in life? Oh yeah, I'm living. They keep my name and name out like a dentist. I'm trying to crush all that hate and division. They used to sleep on me, not see the vision. Please do not call me, don't want your opinion. I ain't live this kind of life in a minute. I see the goal and I'm focused on living. So I ain't not sorry if you are offended. I'm on the chain, I'm loose. Big dog, big dog, big dog, big dog.
Hey,
Man.
That was Derek Minor. It's not a game. It's Travis Scott, Sicko Mode.
Made this here with all the ice on in the booth. At the gate outside, when they pull up, they give me loose. Yeah, jump out, boys. That's Nike boys hopping our coops. Way too big when we pull up, give me the loot. Was off the Remy, had up at post. Had to hit my old town to duck the news. 2-4-hour lockdown, we made no moves. Now it's 4 a.m. and I'm back up popping with the crew. I just landed in Chase B mixes pop like Jamba Joe's. Different color chains, think my jeweler really.
All right, that was Travis Scott, Sicko, which was honestly they had a top 25 list, and on the list that was like number between 7 and 4. I can't remember what number, and then also Dreams and Nightmares was big up there too. But we kind of did Dreams and Nightmares a couple weeks ago. But yeah, so Sicko, Travis Scott.
Joseph King said I'm being wishy-washy with the rules. Yeah. Last week I said no. But Travis Scott, bro, I can't. It's fire, bro.
So who y'all going with?
Maya, what you got?
I got Give Me the Loop. I got Sicko.
Jermaine.
It's round 7, so it's no toss. If I could, I'd toss it. But I'd say Minor by a slight edge, only because Sicko remind me of Dope Boys and like not really Anthem, even though the beat is fire. But I would say Minor because that beat just gets me a little bit more amped than Sicko. Even though Sicko is sweet, I would go with Minor.
I would say neither one of these felt like Anthem to me.
No.
So I just have to go with the better one, and I think it's Travis. Jeremiah. That song is all time for me. That joint is so good to me.
I will say I like Derek, but Travis, the Sicko. You know another thing too. I think what people don't get, we're hearing this on low speakers. If we're in a stadium with nice speakers, boom, boom, or those beats, it go crazy. So, and this, I think this isn't an anthem, but I think this is one of the songs players like to hear before they like.
Yeah, but when I hear anthem, I think something is being chanted, something's being repeated over and over again. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but this was on a list, and this was like one of the newer songs. And as I say, it reminds me of the whole get you pumped up, ready for a game, because the same thing with Dreams and Nightmares. It don't have no hook on Dreams and Nightmares, but when the beat come in Dreams and Nightmares with Meek Mill, it's just one of those things that get you amped. You know what I mean? So, but all I have to say is
Very Minor online.
Wow,
so,
really?
Final score, yep, he won that. So the final score, I missed that.
4-2, right? Christians won anyway.
No, it was tied. It was tied 3-3.
We did. We already wasn't tied. We just did round 7.
We just did a round
7. It was 3-2.
Yeah.
It was 3-2. But if we add this, if we don't add it, then it's 3-2. But if we add it, it's 3-3.
Christians won. We just did 7 for fun.
Yeah, the Christians did win.
Like, no way, man. No way.
What's interesting to me though is that I think Christian hip hop still is trying to make anthems, and I think people have moved on from them.
Well, I think I would say
think they moved on.
Yeah, I don't think they really moved on. I think what it is now I think Christian hip hop is starting to see the idea of placements. And I think that's what it is. It's like, yo,
but
Derek Minor had a whole album
and stuff like that.
Yeah, Derek Minor had a whole album that did really well on placements, like the one with the football.
Yeah, but to me, those aren't like anthems. They're sports songs. That's a little different to me than anthems. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's different. I'm talking about the anthem songs, like the You Can't Stop Me's. Those are the whole crowd chanting with you type songs.
Yeah.
That's what
Wanda's No Cap. Wanda's No Cap. I've heard in stadiums and like secular, and you know what I mean? Like arenas, or like basketball games and stuff, like NBA games, and like that goes.
But I think it's a difference, like he said earlier.
Yeah.
It's a difference between a song I like as an athlete that gets me ready in mindset of a game versus if I play this song, the crowd goes crazy. Like Lose Yourself was a song I saw on the list. You know what I mean? Like Lose Yourself by Eminem.
Yeah.
Or I saw a song
Anthem doesn't have to be in a sports related. It could just be a big crowd that's just chanting with you while you're singing a song. That's what I think of when I think of Anthem.
Whatever moves the masses.
One of the big songs they had was White Stripes. The song,
that's one
crazy record. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or even Turn Down for What is a crazy record. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the kind of song I'm saying people may have moved on from. I don't hear that kind of strictly stadium anthem songs being made mainstream
Right.
anymore.
Agreed.
It's mostly being made by Christian hip hop. That's why I say we had an advantage on this topic because
Absolutely.
we've been making it more recently.
Yeah.
But I will say the anthems probably died in the 2010s because songs like, I didn't put this one on, these two songs on there, but they were big on the list I saw, was Timber by Pitbull and You Can't Hold Us Down by Macklemore.
Yeah, that was a joint right there.
You know what I mean? So those were like big records in the 2010s. You know what I mean? Those type of pop records, hip hop records that kind of cross over and just hey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, with No Cap by One Day, I could definitely see it. Like my kids, they turn up as soon as they hear it, they just get dancing and they can like quote the hook and all that stuff. So I think that record right there can do well in stadiums or a concert or in the car. It kind of has that crossover feel. It could work well in a lot of different spaces.
Y'all are wilding in the comment section.
No, Joseph's right though. Megan Thee Stallion does make anthems. Savage is an anthem. Don't sleep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good line for line, Jeremiah. Jermaine, talk about your podcast, talk about your ministry, man, and let them know how they can find you.
Yeah, well, we have a Christian YouTube channel called That Christian Fam channel, That Christian Fam. And honestly, it's something that me and my wife, we started almost 2.5, almost 3 years ago. And it's something that, I really felt God called us on to do. We really want to encourage families out there that it's still possible to live for Jesus. It's still possible to tackle the rough issues or the tough issues in life and still be a Christian. Like we get presented with all these different situations in life, but how do we look through those things through the Christian lens, through the lenses of the scripture? And so I just want to encourage people. Sometimes it's apologetics, sometimes it's lightweight apologetics, and then sometimes it's just topical stuff. That's what's going on in the current culture. Like we talked about the Capitol. We talked about Steve Harvey with his blending of Christianity and Islam. We talked about that recently. But yeah, and I'm pretty sure me and my wife, we're going to do something on Chris on Married at First Sight and how problematic that can be within the church. This dude. Thanks, Sean. I ain't know about this, but we definitely gonna
thank you, Alfie. Thank my wife, Alfie. She's been pushing for this.
Thank you, Alfie. Thank you, Alfie. Yeah, so check us out at That Christian Fam YouTube channel, y'all. We're just trying to push the message of Jesus Christ in any way possible.
Awesome. All right, y'all. Thank you guys for hanging out with us again. We love you guys. Check in with us next week. Pray for Ryan. Pray for Kenny's family. Just a lot of stuff going on this week. Pray for baby Mason as well. All right, you in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's
Why you going up, Rihanna?
Get on east. Let's go. Good time. Let's go to church. Trapping right across the street from church. I'm going to church. Junkies in the parking lot of church. Junkies. They say if you scared, go to church. But I came up in the church in the middle of the east side. Sunday morning, heard drive-bys. I'll never forget when Lil Dre died. It's a little different when you came up in the church in the middle of the east side. My dudes ain't gon' play with me. Had the whole church to come pray for me. I'm baptizing that water, so I had to baptize my water. Tapped in with my father. Everything in my father. Pray to God our Father. Cruise time to go farther. I'm baptizing that water, so I had to baptize my water. Okay, rest in peace to Bishop Jim Lee, he kept it two-sided. Told me not to complain, what you gonna do about it? And I ain't gonna lie, miss church the way that it used to be. That's the old church, we the new church. Till the doorkeepers get used to me. We done went from kicking those down to kicking those down. We done went from that free. Life was moving too fast, God had to slow me down a little bit. I remember praying all night on the steps of that pulpit. Till the Holy Ghost fell down, then watch the whole church get lit. Had to gum under my tongue, so the usher don't say spit it. Forgive me, I was a young one and that gum cost 50 cents. I repent. Trust them on the service, we done heard some other words. Heard it all. They say if you scared, go to church. But I came up in the church in the middle of the east side. Sunday morning, heard drive-bys. I'll never forget when Lil Dre died. It's a little different when you came up in the church in the middle of the east side. My dudes ain't gon' play with me. Had the whole church to come pray for me. I was baptizing that water, so I had to baptize my water. Tapped in with my father. Everything in my father. Pray to God our Father. Cruise time to go farther. I was baptizing that water, so I had to baptize my water.
Green shirt smelling like purple. Came up a little different, breaking laws, they breaking trophy. You know my mama gon' be trippin'. We were fighting for our life before we even started living. All church.
Trapping right across the street from churches. Junkies in the parking lot of churches. They say if you scared, go to church. But I came up in the church in the middle of the east side. Sunday morning, heard drive-bys. I'll never forget when Lil Dre died. It's a little different when you came up in the church in the middle of the east side. My dudes ain't gon' play with me. Had the whole church to come pray with me. I'm baptizing that water, so I had to baptize my water. Tap in with my father. Everything in my father. But I pray to God our father. So cruise time to go father. I'm baptizing that water, so I had to baptize my water. Rest in peace to Bishop Jim Lee, he kept it two-sided.
It's a difference in going to church. And it's a difference in being real, man. No more room for faking.
Now, I'm in the field with Trackstarz right now. I had a blessed time. Hopefully, you guys are listening. If you're not, then you're losing.